Hello and welcome to Football So What, in association with Machine Football, where I'll be joined by my excellent and entertaining co-host, Charlie Baker. Each week, we'll delve into all of the big talking points from the beautiful game, and I'll be analysing the key issues from the week, but through an international lens. Joining me this week, ex-Arsenal right-back and footballing legend Lee Dixon. You've worked together.
We've worked together on a couple of TV bits, and I think you've been in the studio at TalkSport.
Yeah, but you weren't there.
Wasn't I here? No,
you just made that
replacement. It's like Graeme, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only here because Ashley Cole wasn't available.
Obviously, you've worked together.
You two know each other, yeah?
We've known each other.
People go, footballer, you know each other. Not all footballers know each other, right?
But me and Graeme, obviously, because he was left back, and quite a lot of the time he was left side of midfield. You know, he wasn't always left back because he was, multi-talented, unlike me. I could play in one position, that was about it.
Yeah.
So
you're good at it, though.
But
exactly. Master rather than a jack.
Good at one thing.
And you're the jack, yeah?
I always think, is there anything you can do, Graeme? Just quite good at lots of things.
Because I'm not being funny, you're fucking this up. So
straight away,
in comedy, when you're similar to another act, if you're like a good sort of big sort of MC type guy, you rarely meet that guy because you don't have two on the same bill,
True.
But with footballers, do you know each other? Are you mates?
Wouldn't it be funny though if you had two MCs going against each other, going, "I've got a better joke than you,"
just
kind of thing?
Just come up with the best TV format ever.
Could be a podcast.
Brilliant.
Whose crowd work is better?
Yes,
exactly.
Where'd you get that shirt, mate? Yeah, where'd you get that shirt, mate? Right, we're off. What do you do for a living? He's an electrician. What have you got? Tell me how you met each other.
No, we're playing against each other and kicking each other a lot because obviously
right back via left back.
Chelsea and
Arsenal.
Arsenal were quite big rivals, and obviously Graeme was an England player. I was an England player. We kind of crossed over that, I think, once or a couple of squads, didn't we? But in general, it was against Chelsea. So, and me and Ray Parler, because he was in front of me, we used to take it in turns to kick him. So it was an actual thing. It was like,
lovely.
Before the game, we used to stand there in the warm-up and kind of look at him, and he'd be like looking at us, and I'd kind of go, "Is it your turn, Ray, or is it my turn?" We used to take turns. Because in those days, you had a full whack at the winger before the referee went, "Don't do that again." It's not first one in the book. So I'd get a whack on him, and then Ray would get one, so that was 2, and then I'd get another one, so that was 3. And then I'd get booked, so I'd have to lay off.
You'd take the yellow.
So we'd have at least
4 goes.
4 really good goes at him.
Honestly, I did. You're lucky I'm still able to stand up for myself.
I don't know how to parent this either. It's Graeme. It's just
don't let him bully you.
Don't bully you, Graeme. You're a professional footballer.
Exactly. But I used to pick myself back up, and we had some feisty contests. I mean, Chelsea Arsenal was a really competitive game, wasn't it?
I'll tell you a brilliant story. So my mate is a big Arsenal fan, and he's got his own recruitment business. And he said to me one day, he goes, "I'm thinking of sponsoring the advertising boardings round the ground." He said, "What do you think?" I said, "Well, it's good for your business." I said, "What you want to do?" He said, "Get it behind the goal because it's in a lot." And he said, "Yeah, well, that's really expensive." And it's like really expensive, and I can't really afford that. He said, "And they want me to go round the side, which is a bit more, a bit less." And I said, "I tell you what to do." I said, "We got Chelsea coming up. Do it soon. Get Chelsea and ask right near the corner flag, because there's every chance that I'll come in with a tattle on him near the corner flag, and I'll pick him up on the side of the pitch and start banging his head against your advertising board
whilst advertising."
And that was the joke. It was going to bang Graeme Le Saux' head against the advertising board near the corner flag.
Yeah, but I want a cut.
Yeah. You just involved.
I'll give you a cut. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Professional wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, if I didn't know any of this, so ignorance is bliss in the sense that I knew I was in for a tough tough time against Arsenal. They're
And
a physical team,
Highbury as well, not the Emirates, so tight,
pitch, hostile crowd. Him and Ray Parlour or whoever else was playing in Ray's position. Yeah. There was always going to be, some challenges flying around.
But there's a reason for that, because he was a brilliant footballer and he was very difficult. He wasn't a trick player. He wasn't like he didn't have necessarily a good trick to get past you. He was just quick. He moved the ball quick. He was quick running with the ball, which is a winger's nightmare. You don't mind one that's got a trick, because Ginola had a great trick. He had a little touch and then round the corner, and he sucked you into the challenge, and then he sort of rolled you. And he used to use that a lot.
I'd have loved Ginola to suck me into a challenge. That's some people's dream. That's some people's OnlyFans search.
Whilst wafting his hair.
Me and him were, big rivals.
You were rivals with everyone.
Yeah, I was funny that, isn't it? But me and him, we had a lot of run-ins, especially when he was at Tottenham. And but I never spoke to him on the pitch. I had this thing, I never spoke to wingers. It was just I'd shout at them, but I would never have a conversation going, after the game, we shake hands. Yeah, I'm not interested, because I've got to play you again in 6 weeks' time. So fuck off. Yeah. One of them. So I basically, with him, when we retired, he retired. He was playing at Aston Villa, I think, his last game, and he came up to me. He goes, "I'm retiring," and I said, "Mate," "I'm really sorry for kicking you all those years." And so we became really good friends.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'd go to an away game, go to a European game when I was working for TV, and he'd be working for Canal Plus. And he'd be in a hotel, and he was in a meeting, and I came down the lift, and he saw me across the room, and he stopped the meeting. He walked all the way over the foyer, and he goes, "Lee," and I went, "Oh, David, how are you?" And we gave each other a big hug. He kissed me twice on the cheek like that, and as he kissed me, I was looking over his shoulder, and there was two ladies sitting on a bench behind me, and one of them looked up, and he went, "You lucky fucker." Lovely. As he was kissing me on the cheek.
I thought he was going to walk across the room and just slide tackle you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 2 foot him. 2 foot him by the bar. I mean, the thing about us, and as much as we were rivals, obviously, and we played a lot of big matches against each other, we never took it off the pitch. No. It was never, what happened on the pitch sort of stayed on there. And probably the worst game, in the sense of how bad I felt about one thing, was a match at Stamford Bridge where I absolutely clattered into you.
Off, yeah.
So for all the 500 challenges he put on me, he's the one with the scar.
Got the scar.
Yeah, that's from me.
Just get that tattooed round it.
Yeah, my teeth.
With Graham's signature on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Be unbelievable.
Because that's what happens is you eventually break someone. You break someone and they lash out. I lashed out, and our physio. It was one of those tackles where I went in and it was not a bit naughty. I wasn't trying to hurt him. I was never one of those players.
Yourself, you keep telling me.
Yeah, but I was never thinking I'm going to hurt you, but it was an angry challenge anyway, and I thought, oh my god, I have actually hurt him. And our physio came on. I stayed on the floor as if I was injured, because I thought I could get sent off here. So you obviously got to play it up a bit. Our physio came on, and physios are the most empathetic people. They care about the patient. Doesn't matter what club it is. Anyway, our physio came on, who'd seen this over the years, this relationship sort of over the years, and he went, "You should have fucking done that ages ago." To me. That was my own physio.
Someone told me that you're such good friends that you rode a tandem together somewhere. Is that right?
Yeah, we did.
Footballers on a tandem is something I'm absolutely here for.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And
I did try and get this away with Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard on the same tandem.
Can they play together?
But they couldn't. They just couldn't.
Can they work it out?
They couldn't work out who was going to be in the front seat. Who was going to be in the seat behind. They kept falling off.
There's only one person going on the front seat of me and him, and that was me.
Then I tried to get Graeme and David Batty on the same one, and kept smacking each other in the head.
Can't ride a bike with boxing gloves on.
Eventually it was you two. How did it happen?
Exactly. So, funnily enough, we both like cycling and used to cycle a lot. I mean, you were massively into your cycling once you retired, and then I got into it, spent a lot of time in Mallorca, and then we'd both got asked independently to ride a big charity event with Lawrence Dallaglio and Freddie Flintoff, who put together teams of cyclists, and they pick these locations and do these massive charity bike rides. And we ended up sort of calling each other going, "Have you been asked about this ride from Olympia to London, and I was thinking Olympia in South Kensington.
No, it was Olympia to Olympia, wasn't it? It was the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
To Olympia.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I thought it was South Ken to the Olympic Stadium. It was actually Athens, Olympia. So 3,000 kilometres.
If the buses are in the lane, you know, it can take a while. Anyway, tell me.
So we agreed to do it, and we became, we were these core riders, and we rode together the whole trip on our bikes. But then part the way through that, every day they had a pair of riders on this race tandem, which was like a pretty impressive piece of kit. And we got to go on it twice, because the first time we went on it in Switzerland,
we broke it, didn't we?
We broke it.
Yeah.
So we got so much
powerful. We were
so much power.
Going up a hill, we just
powerful
broke
legs.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we literally threw it in the hedge, got them to come and collect it, got our bikes and carried on.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like
But
F1 at
then
that
you
point.
fixed it, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, because I nearly killed him. Because
You nearly killed me. So that's the two stories that you can tell are, one, how we decided who was riding the bike and who was the engine power on the back.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't remember that one.
Well, basically, you said I'm riding, I'm steering.
yeah.
I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I'm steering. I'm the senior partner.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Mr. Dixon.
Well, you've seen him play football, head down,
Just get on, you know.
just run.
just use your legs.
There's no intelligence involved. It's just.
So you sat on the front. So he's got control of the steering, the gearing, and everything. And
And
I'm
the
just on the
brakes.
back and
You're
the
more
brakes.
power.
More
Yeah,
importantly, the
brakes.
brakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the donkey on the back.
More importantly, the brakes.
Okay.
And this day, we were riding through Chablis, or one of the wine
It was
areas, weren't we?
champagne, wasn't it?
Was it
'Cause
Champagne?
because we had
And so
champagne on the bike.
So we decided it'd
The
be
champagne to start, and then you moved on to Chablis. And
Yeah,
then-
exactly.
Did you end with a Bordeaux?
yeah.
and some cheese.
So we're at the front of this group. There's about 15 in our group, and we're leading them, because when you get a tandem going, everyone just gets behind, and you can drag about 10 riders without them pedaling behind. So, because we were double-headed, we were like quite powerful and getting, until we came to this hill, which was downhill, which was fortunate. So as we go over the brow of this hill, I'm like, come on, Graeme, let's like drag these lot. Like, we get a good speed up here. We're gonna hit sort of 75k an hour.
Two of you.
You know,
Yeah.
two of us. So we start going down this hill, and we're catching cars up in front.
Yeah.
So we were going at some rate at this
Honestly,
point.
yeah.
right?
So if
you
I
can take
interject-
over, because I like to hear the fear in his voice.
So I'm on the back, and we're picking up speed. I can tell we've left everyone in our dust. And we had Garmin's, and we were doing 78 kilometres an hour down a hill. And at some point, I'm now in the sort of I've spent 200 kilometres nearly, 7 hours looking at his arse.
Yeah.
Won't be the first time.
And I said to you, if you fart any time during this, because you get quite windy on a bike because of the protein drinks. So if you fart, I tell you, we're having a scrap. So he was he respected
Very
me
respectful.
and very respectful.
Kept
So
it in.
anyway, so we're going down this hill and we're picking up speed. I get to a point where I'm like, a little bit uncomfortable. I'm, feet are locked in. I've got no control. I'm sort of going like following him, because you've got to pedal at the same rate. This, that, and the other.
Doing well not to follow me.
At one point, I thought, just have a little look at how much further we got to go down this hill. And I looked out, and I saw a tractor going down the hill in front of us, and we're catching. And at the same time, I thought,
tractor.
have I seen something else? And I look, and there's a Citroen, obviously,
Coming
in
towards
France,
us.
coming towards us up the hill, but sort of struggling a bit. It was an older Citroen.
Cheveux.
Probably a 1.1 or something,
Lovely,
de Cheveux.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, Lee, any moment now, Lee's going to say, okay, take the pace off,
I'm going to pull the
we're not-
brakes.
Yeah,
Just-
come on.
and
But you know when you know?
Yeah.
well,
Do you know when you know?
Well, he knows.
It opened up in front of you, didn't
See,
it?
that's it's like playing
Great
football.
players have got more time.
I
you
saw
see,
it. I was
Yeah.
visionary. I looked
Yeah.
and I went, no problem.
The gaps just seem to just
Absolutely,
show
just-
themselves.
Yeah. But funnily enough, sometimes they close quite quickly as well. It's like when you're going to nutmeg someone and they just about... Well, this car was basically trying to stop us nutmegging them and the tractor. And I looked out and I thought he's going to slow down. And he literally went like that, turned around and he went, pedal faster. To me. And I was like, oh, shit. So, like this. And we were, I don't know, 8 inches...
Wing mirrors.
Yeah.
We went 8 inches from the tractor and about 4 inches from the front of this old lady Citroen, whose face I will never forget.
As we passed, she was literally like
She
that.
looked like-
trains and automobiles. when they
Yeah,
go through it.
Absolutely, yeah. But it was like the scream, the
He was
munch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think you're the only footballer I know
Edward
who would
Munch.
know who A, about the scream, and B, who painted it.
Yes,
Well done,
there you
Graeme.
go. Thanks very much. Just sort of, keeping up appearances.
He read that in the Guardian somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sure.
But honestly, my heart, it was like a hummingbird, my heart. It was
The only
about
scream that most footballers know is, keepers!
and we got through. As you can see, we're here to tell
Or
the
let
tale.
me out
but-
of the hotel room! But you can't put that in the podcast, obviously.
And we made it, and then we had the rest of the journey trying to recover from that.
I think
that
you're
incident.
making more of it than it actually was.
South Lee's quite tough in that story.
Yeah,
Comes out well.
I couldn't
There's
bottle
no
it. But
better way of going than on the back of a bike with
You
Lee
think-
yeah,
Dixon.
it's what he would have wanted.
It's what
in a tractor. I mean, if I'd have read that story the next day, Lee Dixon and Graeme Le
So,
Saux have died
tragically
on a
Get out
tandem
of the t-
going to the back of a tractor. Obviously tragic, and we'd have given over a couple of hours to it on TalkSport. But I would have had a small giggle to myself.
Do you know the funny thing was as well?
We'd have had a phone in.
I would have been quite-
Do you think we'd have got more calls in on a phone in if
What?
both
Who
of you-
was missed?
if
Who's
both of
more
you had
missed?
died together?
Let's do a poll.
But even better, we had opposite shirts on. So I had a Chelsea shirt on, and he had an Arsenal shirt
With
on.
our names on the
And I
back,
had
isn't it?
Dixon on the back, and he had Le Saux on the back
Yeah.
of his. So it'd have been. This is like
What is
Yeah.
weird.
this?
This
Yeah,
is a
it'd
bit
be
weird.
like part of
What
a
have
cult.
those two been up to?
People won't have liked that.
No.
No, that'd have been offensive.
Still, they'd have found that out.
Yeah, I wonder what the sort of conspiracy theories around
yeah,
that would have
they'd
been.
have
It'd have
They
been like, I always knew
I
Le
knew
Saux
it.
and Dixon.
I knew Dixon was not giving his all.
Yeah.
I knew he was Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to have your say on any of the topics discussed on Football So What, then we'd love you to put your comments and thoughts in the section below. What we're doing is very much around sort of the international flavour of football. So we obviously got the league fixtures every week, and then international call-up selections and the World Cup. So with that in mind, when you look back when you were playing both for Arsenal and for the national team, what's your favourite sort of memories of playing for England?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to scrape the memory banks here because
How many caps, Lee?
22.
Yeah. Should have had more. Who was in your way?
Gary Stevens was before me.
Yeah.
And he was
Everton?
Yeah, the Everton
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and he was good.
He had
And
better
Paul-
hair.
Thanks. All right,
Anyways.
let's not get into body parts. Eh?
I'm trying to say he wasn't better footballer than you, but he just had better hair.
No,
I will say that Everton side of the 80s was.
but he was
good
also a lot younger than me.
Oh, yeah, that
so
as
he
well.
was. It was
Yeah.
an age
That's
thing
why he
as
had
well.
better
I
hair.
took-
Okay. That Everton side was good.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
very
was.
good, and he was a
Yeah.
brilliant.
Was
He's a
Peter
brilliant
Reid,
player.
Peter Reid, Neville Southall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all I'm like Trevor
they weren't-
Stevens.
Stephen, yeah.
Really
Were they
good.
were they a better
Pat
team than
Neville.
Arsenal back then? Yeah.
Pat Neville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lineker.
Then we kind of came after.
Yeah, because
them.
89, obviously. Anyway, so
But the-
Gary
but
Stevens.
the thing is with England with me is I played at a really difficult time because it was Graham Taylor, and bless him, love him to bits. He was a great manager of the team, and I loved him. Bobby Robson gave him my first cap. Bobby Robson, just before Italia 90, Gary Stevens got injured, and they were playing the last warm-up game before they went on the kind of trip to the World Cup, and it was Czechoslovakia at Wembley, and there was a few little sort of signs that maybe I was in the England manager's thought, but I wasn't going to, I was never going to get in to go to the World Cup because it was a set team. And the phone went at home, and one of the kids picked it up, and he said, "Oh, it's Bobby Robson," and I was like, "Yeah, good one." That old story. Tell him. And I got the phone. I said, "All right, hello, Bobby." Thinking it was one of my mates, and he went, "Oh, it's," and it was what's her name?
Michelle? No.
Michelle Farrow,
Farrow,
who
yeah,
was
yeah.
his secretary.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, it's Michelle Farrow's Bobby's secretary. He wants to speak to you." And I was like, "Oh," and he said. His words were, which is like, "Giveth and then taketh away." He goes, "Lee, I'm going to give you your first cap." And before I even went, "Oh, that's amazing," he went, "But you're not going to the World Cup."
Oh, my
And I kind of went, well, I guess it's good.
At least he managed your expectations.
Absolutely. Straight on the spot. Play this one game.
You can take me to dinner, but I'm not gonna fuck you. Along those lines.
Something like that. Yeah, very close. It's very close. That's how I felt actually. And so that was probably my greatest moment, getting my first cap and being involved in that. But I never forget. I was obviously he got injured, and then they called me up the day later. So the England team were already at Burnham Beeches. Right. So I was a day late. So I turned up on my own, and I got there at 6 o'clock at night, and they're all in dinner. So it's the worst thing. I got to Burnham Beeches, I check in, I say, it's Lee Dixon.
How old are you here, Lee?
I'm 90, so 26, 25.
Approaching your peak, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think.
Talk about feeling like you've not been invited to
and I was like,
the
right,
wedding.
I'm late.
Yeah.
I get there, I'm rooming with Paul Merson, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Arsenal, I'm okay. But now I've got to go down to I've got to put my stuff in the room. So, and this is God's honest truth. As put the lift, press the door, and it opens like that. And Bobby Robson's coming out of the lift, and I've got my bags just going up to my room. And he goes, "Hey!" And I said, "I'm Mr. Robson." And he goes, "Welcome aboard, Kerry." And shakes my hand and walks past me. And I literally went. I get up to the room. I had to phone the missus. I goes. I go like that on the phone. I phone the missus, and he goes, "Is everything all right?" He goes, I said, "He doesn't even fucking know who I am." And because he was notorious at getting people's names wrong. And the first name that he came up with was Kerry. And I just thought, and now I've got to walk into the room with all the England. It was the most terrifying thing. I just wanted to go home. So
do they know you're coming? Do the other players know?
Yeah, they know Gary's gone home back to Everton, so they know I'm coming in. And Tony Adams was there, the Arsenal boys were there. But as I walked into the room, everyone goes bang. Literally, that is just not a place I feel comfortable.
You'd rather turn up on the pitch.
Yeah, with my kit on.
Just do that bit.
Turn up at like, what time is it? It's 5 to 8. Like, go on then.
But it's so funny because there was a real sense of sort of insecurity around the squad at that time. So I got called up Graham Taylor called me up. I didn't play under him, but I got called up a couple of times, and they had B team games and stuff like that. But it was, I felt so uncomfortable, and I was the only person from my club that was there on the occasions I went. But it just felt so intimidating and clicky.
It was the Arsenal table, the Liverpool table, Man United. It wasn't it didn't feel teamy. You just got with your mates, and you were like, keep your head down.
And so, both of you saying that you didn't feel like you were the best player in your team, it might be a modern phenomenon, but I'm sure it's an age-old thing, which is imposter syndrome. Which is, do you think you'd have had a bit of that? I shouldn't be here, I'm not good enough for this? Or
I still had that at 38.
Yeah. And I think there's different periods in a season where you feel really comfortable. There's never a point where either Lee or I would think we're the best players, we're the most important, because I just don't think that would exist in our mindset, the type of players we were. And maybe if you're a centre forward who's got to have a different ego and feel that it's more about you than the rest of the team, I think that some individual players are a bit more like that. But certainly from the imposter syndrome point of view, there were times when I was playing where I'd almost sort of, if I wasn't confident in myself, I'd almost try to be someone else in a way and like play, I'm going to play like Roberto Carlos today because he's brilliant. So I'm going to just do a little bit of him.
You never said I'm going to play like Lee Dixon. You're out of order.
But it's funny, isn't it? But there's definitely a bit of feeling like you don't belong. Like what you did then and I did when I first started playing. And then when I got called up for Terry Venables, the way he made me feel, I felt like I really belonged. And then Stuart Pearce saying to me, do you know what? I replaced Stuart Pearce. I mean, talk about frightening. And the way I'm thinking, how's he going to handle that? He was absolutely brilliant. Straight after the team got announced, he put his arm around me, told me I totally deserved it, and this is, you're the future in this position. But
Stuart comes from a point of view of playing non-league, being an electrician, working his way up.
He does. But also, I think there's a generation of players that we were part of that would almost go out their way to make people feel uncomfortable. So when someone like Stuart was the opposite of that, just showed the quality of the player, you would always be the sort of guy that would want someone to feel good about themselves.
Absolutely, You try and gain that as you get older as a pro. You try and go, right, it's not just all about me, and trying to, because I definitely had that imposter syndrome to the point of, I had 2 occasions at Arsenal, and one was the last game I played with Tony Adams. We were retiring at the end of the season. I was 38, he was 36 or 35, and it was the last game. He had a bit of a bad back. We played a game at Highbury, Ball went over the top and he got caught out position, and I just ran back, sweeped up, knocked it back to Dave Seaman, run back to my position like I would do, like I had done for 600 games.
Yeah.
And as I'm running back to my spot, he went, Dicko. And I sort of went, what? And he goes, mate, I get goosebumps when I think of it. It just got me then. He went, you're one hell of a fullback, do you know that? And I just went, wow. I turned to him and I said, could have fucking said that 10 years ago. It was one of them. I went, God, you know, 3 games later, I retired, end of season, 619 games for Arsenal. And it wasn't until he said that I just went, and I thought, but this part of me thinks, not that I didn't enjoy it, but I'd like to have enjoy those moments where I go, yeah, I am. People rely on me and I can deliver. And I always thought, you know what, I'm going to get the little, come on, competition winner, off you go. One of those. And then England, I got called up again. I did 21 caps, and then Howard Wilkinson got the job temporary. And I hadn't played for 6 years for England. I was quite happy churning out the results for Arsenal, winning leagues, and he called me up and goes, I need you. I'm going to put the back 4 in, Arsenal back 4. And I went, for England? And we played France in 1999 at Wembley. I hadn't played for 6 years. And I was like, I was so scared. I've never been as scared in my life when I got called up. And when I went to meet up with England, I was like, what am I doing here? And I was with my back 4.
Even though you were with your back 4.
Yeah. And I was like, in the end, did you play in that?
I didn't. I think I was injured.
Stuart Pearce played left back. Nigel was in the squad. Boldy was in the squad. Martin Keown and Tony Adams.
99.
99 it was.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
So I hadn't played for 6 years. We played France at Wembley. We got on the coach to go to Wembley, and I'm on the back with Tony Adams. And by the time we got to Wembley and we stopped to go underneath, he goes, come on, Dicko. And I said, I can't get off. I said to him, I can't get off the coach. And he went, what do you mean? I said, I was having a panic attack.
Stage fright, isn't it, almost?
I was like, I'd done 1 million games.
But isn't it amazing? It's amazing the pressure. I was talking to David Seaman about this, and we've never spoken about this as players from the same era, but the fear that you could get playing for England, you were under a totally different microscope. So you could play for the best club in England and be totally at ease, totally comfortable. But as soon as you go into an England setup during that period, it was unsettling the way the press were.
Was that the press, or was that the way
everything?
It was
everything. It was a combination of all of those things. I think
some of it's self pressure. You get yourself. You don't have the capability. I mean, now I'm as an evolved man, I like to think I am a little bit more evolved than I was when I was playing. Yeah, it's like is that I'm a lot more philosophical about stuff. I react to pressure in different ways than I used to. But when I was at that age, I didn't have any tools really, and it was just like I'm under pressure.
But as footballers, you don't get given that because from the age of 8 now,
and it was
but then from the age of 13, 14, you're on a treadmill to becoming a professional footballer. So your only goal is, I'm going to be a professional footballer. There's no time to think about yourself. No. So you say at the end of your career, you suddenly went, I've had a... But
also with that, and
time goes like that.
But with that as well, you're saying, you were in that position. Back then, and when you were growing up, you didn't have the understanding or the mental health side of things that people were... You've got to be careful what you say to certain people and how they are. It was like, you're feeling scared? Well, just man up and get on with it. So when I was on the back of that coach with Tony, and I was petrified to get off it, and there's 100,000 people waiting for us to play against France, I was like, I cannot do this. And I had no tool to go, what am I going to do? So what did I do? I had to go out and face that fear. I played terrible. I'll never forget. First 10 minutes, I got ran down the line. I was like, this isn't me. I'm better than this. And in the end, 78 minute, I went up for a header and got knocked out. Sparko carried off on a stretcher. Woke up
knocked
in the
out by Tony
room.
Adams.
Yeah.
He's having one.
Woke up in the dressing room
really?
with my dad standing over me, and I opened my eyes, and he was like, "You all right, son?" I said, "Where am I?" And he went, "You've been knocked out. You're at Wembley.
Yeah.
You're having a bit of a nightmare."
It was all a dream.
Dad.
And it was all a dream.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section, and check out the channel for more content.
How many goals did you get anyway in your career?
About 20.
Oh.
I've scored more than you.
Yeah, but you score penalties.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it does.
No, it doesn't.
Because they're like 12 yards out.
Anyway,
and the ball's
sorry,
still...
one goal for England.
One goal
And it
for
wasn't
England.
a
No
bad one.
pictures in the scorebook, Graeme, I'm afraid.
No, exactly. But it was... If
Okay.
you're going to score one goal for England or for your country, you want it to be against the world champions. You want it to be at Wembley. You want it to be the first time your new girlfriend, who is now my wife of nearly 30 years, comes to a game. She came with her friend.
If she hadn't scored it, she might have got the ick.
Do you know
She'd
her?
missed.
Yeah. She's very superficial, my wife.
When he missed that goal scoring opportunity, I just
a bit,
something about it. Got a bit of sick in my mouth.
You know what she said to me
that was
afterwards?
your sliding doors moment.
It was.
Graeme.
You know what she said to me afterwards? This sums up my wife beautifully, and you know Mariana very well, who has very little interest in football, but a lot of interest in my career and Lee's. She said to me, I went up, and I'm thinking, if this hasn't impressed her, nothing will. Full house at Wembley. We lost 3-1, but I was, I didn't care at that point. I was the one. So the first thing she said to me was, "Oh, do you do that every week?"
Yeah.
She literally said
you
that,
lie?
being seriously. I said, well, come to Blackburn in November.
Well, you smooth talking devil.
Cold night in Blackburn.
Come to Blackburn in November.
On a Tuesday night.
You'll see the reality, and that put her off.
Can't
And I think it was
just
Frank
still with
Sinatra who sang, "Come to Blackburn in November."
It's very romantic. It's the lights.
I can't believe she's still with you, to be honest with you.
Nor can I.
Talk us through it then. Talk us through the goal.
Well, we played with a back three, and so Stuart Pearce played. I played as a wing back that day. Terry Venables was amazing, best coach I ever had.
And also just great vibes.
Great vibes.
Venables, just great vibes.
Yeah. He was brilliant. And so, we're playing against this incredible Brazil team. Dunga and Ronaldo played, young Ronaldo,
Right.
and Jorginho played at right back, who was a legendary Brazil player. They'd obviously all won the World Cup the year before. And we had a set piece right down in the near the corner flag.
When he said talk us through it, we didn't need to
Literally
commentate on the
go
whole
by
game.
I'm interested.
And Stuart Pearce took the set piece. I'd said to Terry, because I was normally taking sort of in-swingers and stuff. He said, Stuart, you take the in-swingers. I normally then stayed back on the halfway line using my pace, to defend. And he said, look, we've got enough defenders. You go on the edge of the box. If the ball comes out, you just smash it in.
Yeah,
literally said that before it went out.
What a coach.
And, brilliant.
Yeah.
And the ball it was a terrible free kick by Stuart, near post, headed out, wet pitch. I was going backwards. It skidded up off the surface instinctively. It was all instincts at that point.
Yeah.
I was like a lion. Yeah, I was going to say like a leopard, but chested it on my here.
All your teammates shouting, no!
They all started running back. I think it was a goal kick.
Yeah. Second
So I
touch
was
ahead.
clearing it. Yeah, exactly. So I chested it, and I was sort of still going backwards as the ball was going up. And as it was going in the air, I just thought, I've got to hit this.
Yeah.
And it just sat
Obviously
up
with
perfectly.
your left foot, 'cause you
and
didn't use your right
I
one,
hit
did you?
it sort of slightly with a bit of outside spin because the way it was in front of me. So I hit across it a bit, and as soon as it left my foot,
Roberto Carlos.
I thought, that's going in.
Amazing.
And it looped up and over. He got tiny fingertips to it, but it was
it's even
top
better
corner.
when they get a touch on it.
Yeah.
Oh, so nice.
18 yards box, that is. And here is Le Saux!
That was my Roy of the Rovers moment, and there's maybe a little one of my favourite bits of my memorabilia, and it gets launched in.
He's only
is
brought
the
the shirt in.
Oh,
Wow.
That's
Whose
the
is
shirt.
that?
That's Jorginho, the right back.
Number 2.
So I've kept this shirt as a treasure. I think the shirt I gave him, he probably used to wash his car. He's got this Le Saux.
He's got it up on his wall. Best goal I ever saw.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the actual shirt.
One of the rare unsigned ones.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like my autobiography.
It's lovely.
That's so nice.
That's special, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 4 stars on it.
I always think when we play Umbro, making a Brazil kit.
Yeah, they did.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we play Brazil and someone attempts like a step over, I always think it's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Because it's like,
Don't do that against
mate, we
Brazilians.
invented that.
Yeah.
it's like inventing a load of chefs around your house for dinner, isn't it? It's like,
exactly.
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah. Let us do the cooking.
Oh, look, he's having a go at that. Look. That's nice. That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Obviously, well looked after, well loved.
No, you're right.
Did
It's
you?
not just been in the loft?
Who did you swap shirts with for England? country-wise? Do you know?
Oh, I've got a lot. They're all in the same thing in a bag in my daughter's loft somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
The inheritance.
Yeah,
there it is.
I'm not big on the old. I'm not big on. I mean, if you came to my house, you wouldn't know it was my house.
I'm the same.
Apart from
your winning medals or your winners' medals on the door knocker.
Well, the funny thing is I brought some memorabilia with me.
Yes, I want to see it.
Seeing as you got that.
Yeah.
But the only when I was asked to bring something, I was like, I haven't got anything because I haven't got shirt. They're all tucked away. So, and I was like, but the one thing I have got, and the only reason I do it is because I'm not flash as much as and I very rarely, unless it's you and the the NBC lot, say how many medals I've won and championships and all that. Like, I just I'm not interested.
Don't ask me again.
Yeah. So God, do we have to talk about FA Cup again? Is that for my testimonial, which was in '99? I probably illegally got my medals replicated in order to auction them off and make a few quid.
Fake medals,
which I did share with charity.
That's nice.
Yeah, I kind of got the fake medals, and I'm pretty sure the FA wouldn't be very happy about that. Because
we'll find out in a couple of months.
Exactly, yeah. With us, I don't. What they're going to do? Arrest me? Maybe. So I had these medals, and so I had 2 championship medals, FA Cup winners medal, European Cup winners medal, and the Coca-Cola Cup. And in this little thing, I made 4 sets.
Wow!
And I auctioned them off, and anyway, I gave a set to my mum and dad because I had a set over. And anyway, my dad passed away, blah, blah, blah. And I found them and I was like, oh, Mum, you still got these? And she went, yeah, you might as well take them. So, because I don't want them.
No interest.
So, cheers, Mum.
Nothing like a mother's pride.
Yeah. But she did say, well, they're fake anyway, aren't they? Because the real medals are obviously in a safe place.
Yeah, of course.
So I got these medals. I thought, what am I going to do with these? So I got my league championship medal in '91, and I use it as a makes me laugh when I think about it. I use it as a ball marker when I'm playing golf.
Oh, of course you do.
What a flex! Do you want me to mark your ball for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the only reason I do it's not because I want everyone to. I only use it when I'm playing either with or against either an ex-Tottenham player or a Spurs fan. So in charity events, I go, who do you support? And they go, Tottenham. So I'll go in the pocket.
I love that.
And I've got it in the pocket now. Just
this is the actual.
As if I'm playing. This is the replica.
The replica.
And the bit at the top I had to cut off because that's where you put the chain.
When you wear it, the medallion. The medallion.
Line your ball up. Oh, isn't that great?
I mean,
that's a nice job.
It's a good replica.
And they're a bit old, and that's the Cup Winners' Cup one. So if I'm Tottenham fan or something in the charity, I'll pick my marker up for them. And they always go like this. They always go, and you can see them going. I'm walking off, and they go, and then they just go.
That's beautiful. What a beautiful thing.
That's
great
piece of memorabilia I bought.
I like that. That's a great, and the fact that it's practical as well.
Yeah, you can do something with it. That's a great thing to do with it.
That's brilliant. Now, is there any chance of me borrowing a couple of those, especially FA Cup, because I've got runners up?
Yeah,
I was injured when we won it in 2000. I had a 99, 2000. I had 2 big operations on my ankle.
Yeah,
did you play in?
I didn't play in any of the FA Cup games, so I was I was part of the squad, but I'm one of those, bit like yourself, where if you haven't played in any of the games, then I wouldn't expect to get a medal for it. But the Cup Winners' Cup, I missed the final, but I played in all the games before, so Cup Winners' Cup I have.
You got one of them.
So I think
they could have called you instead of Le Saux.
The Jinx, and this is the thing. I think this is the jeopardy of playing sport at that level is you don't know when you're going to get injured. I had a horrific injury in '95, missed Euro '96.
Yeah, of course.
So
that's what let Stuart Pearce in, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So all of those things, that's the jeopardy of sport. You never
that really bad nose break you had as well.
Oh, from you.
Did he break your nose?
No. Look at this face.
No,
this
beautiful face.
This face is a face that doesn't take any risks in football matches.
It's not yours, though, is it? It's not yours.
You're nasty. It's you're picking on me a little bit.
Galatasaray, I like that face.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And the hair.
Just joking about goals, etc. And I did score more than Graeme Le Saux. So
Yeah, that's-
and he was supposed to be.
I mean,
he played in
an
midfield
attacking-
half the time.
scoring more goals than Graeme Le Saux is a bit like
High
saying
bar.
I'm the best looking man in Yeovil. It's not actually that much of a flex.
It's a low bar. We're saying.
Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
I've scored goals, guys. I've
Good.
scored
Oh,
goals.
have you scored a goal?
yeah.
What does that look like?
Well,
Talk us
I'll
through
let you
it.
picture it. Do you know what? Actually, before we see it, when you're not a professional footballer
Yeah.
and you're playing,
You must have been
football,
close.
You think you look unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Even in a
cannot-
tight
you
shirt.
think you're like,
Yeah,
I am like
of course.
pro level here.
Yeah.
I am. Look at the way I run.
Yeah.
The way I hold the ball. The way I'm on the ball. I am like.
Do you run with your thumbs up? You know,
Then-
people used to run with their thumbs up. Did you do that?
If you
when
ever
you play?
actually see yourself
Yeah.
running with a ball, you just think, who is this?
Yeah. Cumbersome.
That has turned up. I look like I've got long body, short legs, tall in the car. And you know when you put, you ever done the thing with your kids when you put your fingers through like some holes and you do some little, and you draw
yeah.
the purse
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
top
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
That. I look like that, like a little Humpty Dumpty guy.
Humpty Dumpty.
I
Like a
think you've
little
been,
Humpty
I
Dumpty.
think you've been a bit
as a
harsh
football
on
player.
yourself.
I know.
We've got to see that. We've got to see. We've got to see.
Some player, lads.
So what
some
boots?
player.
What
Let's see
boots
it.
did
Oh,
you
we've got
have
to see
on?
it
Oh,
now.
I've got
What
great
boots did you have on?
Oh, look at this.
Oh.
He's gone. Look at the pace.
Oh, my word.
Look at the pace. Gas.
Where's the rest of the players?
Look at the look. And look, it flies in the back of the net. Look, bang.
Was it 1v1?
1v1 with the goalkeeper.
Where was the
It
rest
was
of the players?
in a game. Alex Horn from the Horn
Yes.
section and Taskmaster
Love Alex Horn.
does a game once a year at Chesham United, and it's mixed. It's mixed between comedians and pro footballers and semi-pro footballers and men's and women's game. It's taken very seriously, but also there are moments in the game where if something happens, you all have to do something. At that point, I was in goal in that game, and because I used my natural height.
You're taller when you
that
sit
game,
down,
if they
I've
played
heard.
James, the song James
Yeah,
Sit Down.
of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Everyone had to sit down
Yeah.
except the goalkeepers.
Right.
And I
Oh, I see.
used my
Explains.
natural pace.
Because it looked like everyone else was on strike,
Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't it?
I think they were just so impressed
Yeah.
by
In
the
awe.
pace. I was the agility.
Yeah, you looked athletic.
Thank you.
I mean, for a
Graham.
goalkeeper,
Yes, thank
particularly.
you.
And what boots? I had a feeling you had Diodora on or something like that. Would you
I
have
wear,
had custom made?
Adidas World Cups?
World Cup,
okay.
Do you?
Oh.
Best boot ever.
Best boot.
Best
Yeah,
boot
but
ever.
I think
said
you've got to be a player to wear them.
When
You
I
have,
got
yeah.
any sort of money, I thought I'm going to buy the boots I've always wanted, and I always wanted.
Beautiful.
And I feel like I may be the worst player ever to wear Adidas.
Yeah.
World
Your
Cup.
feeling is
If-
absolutely spot on.
Spot on. And if Adidas find out, I think they could.
My boots are writing checks that my body can't cash.
Do you think if Adidas found out, they would actually have like a banning order?
Yeah.
A
Is there
football boot banning
Is
order.
there the opposite of a sponsorship deal?
The anti-sponsorship.
We'll pay you not to
Not
wear
to
them.
wear 'em.
And were they the studded version?
The
Moulded. So Copa Mundial.
Copper Mundial. Yeah.
Rubber
Could you
sole.
do-
And they're blacked out. I got them blacked
Could you do
out.
me the favour of not mixing your boots up like
Yeah.
World Cup copy? You've got to
They're
know the
different
difference.
boots.
So I apologise.
And they've got the big flappy tongue.
Yeah, flappy tongue.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, the great boots.
Talking of
What did you
flappy
wear? What
tongues,
did
have
you
we got any more questions?
Thanks, that's all we've got time for this week on Football So What. A huge thanks to both Lee Dixon and Charlie Baker for joining me. We'll be back next week with another episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We want you to get involved in all the topics discussed on the show today, so leave your comments and opinions below and we'll respond to them on the next episode. See you then.